Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a hidden nerve that might be running the show in your life, and more importantly, how you can start working with it to finally create the changes you want. You ever get that feeling like you're in a fight with yourself and you're losing? You decide you're going to change, you're all in, you're motivated, but something inside just pulls you right back to the old way. Well, what if that something isn't a lack of willpower? What if it's not in your head at all, but deep inside your body? Listen to how the source material puts this. It's not a metaphor. This is a biological reality. There is a physical system inside of you that can, and often does, actively veto your conscious desires for a better, healthier life. And that brings us to our first big idea. Your body gets a vote in everything you do. And, well, its vote is often the one that decides the election. Okay. Check this out, because this number explains so much. For every one signal your brain sends down telling your body what to do, your body sends 10 signals back up, reporting on how it feels. It's not a conversation between equals. Your body's voice is literally 10 times louder than your brain's. So, what exactly is this powerful system? And maybe the most important question of all, how did it get programmed to work against your own healing and happiness? Meet the vagus nerve. The best way to think about it is like a thermostat for your reality. It's this long nerve running from your brainstem all the way down to your gut, and its main job is to constantly scan your world and ask one question: am I safe? Based on the answer, it either lets you relax and grow or throws you into survival mode. And here's the part that changes everything. You didn't install this thermostat. Its settings, its definition of safe, were programmed into you during your childhood, based on the environment you grew up in. It learned what normal felt like long before you ever had a say. This right here, this illustrates the core conflict of healing for so many of us. Your adult brain knows you're in a warm, safe house now. You're an adult, you can handle things. But your body's thermostat is still stuck in that old, cold, unpredictable room from the past, and it's just blasting the heat, pumping out stress and survival signals that have absolutely nothing to do with your life today. So what happens when you try to update that programming? When you try to introduce new healing habits into your life? You'd think your body would be relieved, right? Well, not exactly. It actually tends to fight back. You know this feeling. You start meditating or going to the gym, and for a day or two, it's amazing. You feel calm, you feel great, and then, out of nowhere, it becomes the hardest thing in the world. That's not you failing. That's a predictable biological backlash from a nervous system that thinks familiar, even if familiar is painful, is safer than the unknown. Now, this timeline from the source material, this is a total game changer. It shows the path isn't a straight line. First, there's that little honeymoon of relief. Then comes the backlash, where your old programming freaks out and floods you with anxiety. Then there's this testing phase. And only after all that do you hit the critical 48-hour window where the new, healthier baseline can actually start to stick. And this is the most important part, so please hear this. That spike of anxiety during the backlash phase, that discomfort, it is not a sign that the new habit is wrong for you. It's actually a sign that it's working. It means your nervous system is finally being challenged to change. It's the friction right before the breakthrough. Okay, so if we know this resistance is coming, if it's just a predictable part of the healing journey, how do we actually get through it? How do we give our body the new experiences it needs to finally feel safe enough to recalibrate that old thermostat? This is so critical. You can't just think your way calm. You can't reason with your vagus nerve. It doesn't understand your brilliant insights or your positive affirmations. It speaks a different language entirely, the language of physical experience and direct bodily sensation. So we have to speak its language. The source material gives us these beautifully simple, direct commands. The morning hum uses the actual vibration in your chest to physically stimulate the nerve. The cold reset triggers this ancient reflex that instantly tells your whole system to calm down. And the emergency exhale? Well, exhaling longer than you inhale is the body's universal signal for "we're safe now." These aren't suggestions, they're direct biological commands. Now, here's where this story goes from being just about you and your personal healing to something so much bigger. Regulating your own nervous system has a real physical impact on the people around you. Get this. Research has shown that a regulated, coherent heart rhythm generates a measurable electromagnetic field that can extend up to 15 feet out from your body. That's not woo-woo, that's physics. Think about what that means. You are, right now, broadcasting a signal. You're a walking radio tower, and the nervous systems of your kids, your partner, your friends, your colleagues, anyone within that 15-foot radius can pick up on that signal and will unconsciously begin to sync up of it. They co-regulate to your calm or to your chaos. And that's the whole ballgame right there. Your personal healing work is never just personal. By learning to regulate your own system, you become what the source calls the pattern interrupt. That thermostat setting you inherited, by changing yours, you stop that old, painful pattern from being passed down. You become the one who starts broadcasting safety, coherence, and calm to your entire lineage. So that leaves us with one last big question to really sit with. As you go about your day, as you work on your own healing, what frequency are you broadcasting? What reality are you creating, not just for you, but for everyone who enters your field? The power to change that signal, it starts with your very next breath.